guys, how's it going? This is Tim, bringing you guys Daily Deals with Tim, where I talk about tech, crypto, and stock deals, all for you guys. And before I start, this is my personal opinion and not a financial advice. So for today, we're going to continue on TenX Q&A Part 2, coming from the Julian Hosp, the co-founder of TenX and a marketer of TenX. So in the previous video, I talked about the first couple questions that came up during the Q&A. Check out that video if you want to visit the previous questions. So let's move on to the first question. So this was a kind of a question slash discussion, basically asked about token reward and when it's going to be coming out. So this is a pretty exciting news because one of the main features of TenX, or holding onto TenX token, pay token, is that there is going to be a reward system where 0.5% of every transaction is going to be distributed to the token holders evenly. So this reward is planned soon after the Metropolis Ethereum update. So the reward is going to be paid in Ethereum, to my understanding. So why is this happening after Metropolis update? I think because paid token reward is going to be paid in Ethereum. So they're going to wait for the Metropolis update and see how Ethereum is going to progress after it. And then once that settles down, I think they're going to implement the reward system and do I think it's in the white paper, it says they want to make it a daily thing where once they get enough transactions daily, then the reward would be coming in daily. But as they start, it's probably more like a monthly or an annual thing, but it will be more frequent as it goes. And then also the timing of the reward can take a little more depending on the Metropolis update, but it is coming soon according to Julian, and they're excited to implement it, and it's going to be coming very soon after the update. So I'm going to be talking about the token reward system a little more because some of you guys might be confused on how this works. So this is a picture diagram from their website, TenX website, and this is the token holder and card holder rewards. So if you have a TenX card and let's say you purchase coffee at a cafe, so the transaction goes to cafe, and then the cafe pays their interchange fees. So I believe it is around 0.5% to 3% around there, where the merchant pays the Visa or MasterCard company, and the Visa MasterCard company takes a part of that, and then they give the rest of the fee to TenX. And then TenX, from that fee, gives a 0.5% divided up on the token holders, and then gives 0.1% back to the card holder. So the card holder gets a reward system as well. And I believe the card holder gets the reward as pay tokens instead of Ethereum, while the token holders will get it in Ethereum. So this is the basic function of how the fee transfers from the card to the merchant, to the Visa MasterCard, to TenX, and then back to the token holders and back to the card holders. So it's a pretty simple diagram here, but I believe this is a pretty good system as it doesn't overcharge the card holder, but it simply takes a fee from the merchant and then gives it to the banking issuer, back to TenX, and then back to the community. So it's a pretty good diagram that I like. So I think in the future they're going to be removing this part over here because they're going to be issuing the cards themselves. So I believe the issuing fee is going to be a little less than what it is right now. So let's move on to the next question. Is there new exchanges coming? So according to Julian, they are working on other exchanges. However, other than in China, people can use exchanges pretty much everywhere. I think it is on Bittrex, Cryptopia, and a lot of other exchanges as well. Only thing that I've really is not on, I think it's Poloniex, but yeah, but there's a lot of other exchanges that you can use for pay tokens. So this is still coming up soon. So for next question, banking license. So as for the banking license, let's see, Julian has signed with a experienced person in charge of banking license, and the plan for action is around 6 months estimated. So after 6 months, they're going to be able to have a banking license. So they would issue the cards out themselves instead of through an issuer. But for right now, they cannot release all the details because other companies might be following them and go to their issuer and then see how they do and then ask the person that they signed up with, and there's going to be a lot of just copying each other. So for now, they're going to keep this a secret, and once the plan of action happens and they get the banking license, then I think they'll be releasing it to the public. As for next questions, how do refunds happen? So let's say you use a 10x pay token, or not 10x card at a coffee shop, and then the coffee, they charge you extra $5 for something that you didn't get. So you want to refund that $5. So for right now, the refund is based on the card issuer. So whatever the card issuer policy is, that's going to be implemented. And originally, when the refunds happen, they used to refund back the crypto. So let's say, just a bizarre example, you use 1 Bitcoin, and then if you refund it, then you would get 1 Bitcoin back. However, this can be a profit or a loss based on the market price, because when you use that Bitcoin and it goes up the next 5 minutes, and then you want to refund it back, then you will be getting more Bitcoin or more price than you got before. You still get 1 Bitcoin back, but the price is way higher. So it will be a loss for 10x and a profit for you. So because of this, their future plan is to refund back the fiat money. So let's say if you use a $1 of Bitcoin, then $1 will be given back as a refund. So instead of giving back in cryptocurrency, which can be kind of volatile, you'll be getting back fiat money that you used at that instance. So this is a pretty good feature for 10x, because it really removes that part about, oh, I'm not going to be able to get refund, and if I use it right now, then the market price is going to change. But they're simply going to be giving you back in fiat money, so that would be the same exchange as you used, and getting back the same amount. All right, so for the next question, is Vitalik part of 10x? So Vitalik is a founder of Ethereum, and he is listed as one of the, I believe is one of the advisors of 10x. What Julian says is, according to what he knows, or the facts that he knows, is that during March 2017, Vitalik interacted with the 10x team, and during the token sale, Vitalik received and purchased some of the 10x tokens. So this is all that is out right now, and there's not really much about this. All right, next, this is a pretty good question. 10x and OMG, which one is better? So this is a question asked by one of the person in the chat, and according to Julian, he answers that both teams are great. They have a great development team and a community behind them. So I read on, I think on Reddit, saying, what's the difference between OMG and 10x, and wouldn't OMG be a direct competitor to 10x? And then people were having some discussions about it. But for Julian, he answers that 10x works for the consumer side, providing that the card and a way to use it, while OMG works for the merchant side and more on the banking transactions and that side. So he says that 10x and OMG could work together, but there is nothing prepared or certain for the future. So I believe that those two are both good investments in the long run, as they're not, I don't believe they are a direct competitor of each other. If they could be, however, according to Julian, both teams are great, and they work for, one works for the consumer side, the other for the merchant side. All right, and for the last question, what is the biggest risk to 10x? So 10x definitely has a lot of good benefits to it, but they also have some risks that they have to take in order to get to the benefit and the long-term benefits. So the first risk that Julian addresses is that if none of the issuers wants to partner with TenX, that would be one of the biggest risks, because they wouldn't be able to send out cards to the public. However, this is very unlikely because they are at a final stage with an issuer that is going to be issuing Visa and MasterCards, so they are almost done with it. So it's very unlikely. And also looking at the TenX growth and how they continue to grow with the good development team and a community behind it, I'm guessing that there's going to be a lot of issuers that wants to team up with TenX. So even if this one doesn't work, there's going to be a lot more issuers that wants to be a part of TenX. And also another risk that Julian addresses is that idiots who pump and dump, making the coins into high reward investment schemes. So he says pump and dump schemes are the worst. It damages coins because it automatically shuts off new investors. So if the people see the price of the coin go up and down really crazy, it's just going to invite people who wants quick profits and get out of the coin instead of long-term holdings. And as for TenX, Julian says that it is a long-term product and not just a pump and dump scheme, and he wants it for the long term, where this could be scalable globally and usable across the world. And he says that even hyping crypto is a simply rich scheme, not explaining the fundamentals of blockchains. So Julian does a little story of his where as he was working as a medical doctor assistant, that someone came up to him and says, oh, he invested into Bitcoin when it was 20 cents and it's at $1 right now, and I'm just getting so rich in investing into Bitcoin. And that's all he said to Julian. So automatically Julian thought, oh, this is a scam. This is automatic scam alert. However, if people explained the basics or fundamentals of blockchain and how it's a decentralized currency that can be used globally across without the governing authority that has a control over all the money or all the fund, and that people could transact to each other with low fees and pretty fast transaction speed, then people will be kind of more interested in this program rather than, oh, if you put in $1 right now, then it will be $2 tomorrow, rather than just a get-rich scheme. And also, he ends with this, that nothing is 100% guaranteed. So I guess some people were asking if this 10x was 100% guaranteed profit or something like that. And he says that nothing is 100% guaranteed. And he says, buy a toaster if you want a 100% guaranteed return. I thought that was kind of funny. He just put out a little joke. So if you guys want a 100% guaranteed return, go and buy a toaster, and you guys will be able to return that after if it's malfunctioning or something. So yeah, so these are a couple of the very important questions. I couldn't cover every question in the Q&A because some of them I thought it wasn't as important or were kind of repetitive questions, and this is the kind of the overview that I did, trying to shorten it down. So yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, check out the affiliate links below in the description, and I would really appreciate it. And also, if you guys like this kind of contents, hit that like button, comment below on what you thought of this video and this Q&A in general, and hit that subscribe button for me if you guys want to be notified, and ring that bell as well. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for all the support. And as always, I'll bring you guys more deals on Daily Deals with Tim.